Hey there, I'm Collector B and welcome back to my channel. So today we have a manga haul here. This is the manga that I've collected since the last manga haul video. So I'll go ahead and link that in the cards and in the description if you haven't seen that yet. But today we're going to dive in to this pile here. Some of these, like this section here specifically, are two bundles of volumes that I've been so happy about, so like overjoyed with. These two have been my recent favorites, so I'm going to talk about those. And then we have a lot of little volume ones. There's been a lot of recent manga that have been released. They're volume ones that sound really cool, sound exciting, so I want to dive into those. And so we're going to be talking about this pile here. And so just to dive right in, we have this first bundle here. This is Hat Atelier volumes 1 through 6, and normally I don't go so hard so fast with getting a lot of volumes in a series. Like if they're typically something new, I just start with volume 1 just to see if I am interested in it, maybe first few volumes to get into it. But this one, once I read volume 1, I was in love, honestly, and that's not an exaggeration. Like this one caught me by such surprise. So this one came out years and years ago, and it had a lot of hype behind it and a lot of excitement and everything. And I think it's probably because of that big hype at the beginning when it first came out that I kind of stayed back a little bit from it, not wanting to be part of that hype, I guess, initially. And a few other things like, you know, oh, it revolves around young characters, young little witches. And I think that hype back then compared it to like Harry Potter and, you know, just like a lot of things that, yes, I do like, but just like the initial hype, I just, for whatever reason, just didn't, you know, grab onto it and see what it was about. So I had heard, you know, a lot of little sprinklings, you know, like beautiful art, witch world inspired, maybe Harry Potter inspired too, like all those little things. And so they are all very true. Maybe not so much the Harry Potter part, but that it's a witch-inspired world, and I love it so very much. This is probably, along with this one, like I said before, my recent favorite reads. So this one, yeah, it's highly recommended. Like I get the hype. It's all true. It's like, definitely read this. So this is volume 1 here. And they have beautiful covers. Like the hype says, gorgeous artwork. That's volume 1 there. Let me start from this side. Volume 2. 3. Volume 4. Volume 5, and volume 6. Yeah, so to get back to what I was saying with these volumes, I had initially bought, I think, the first 2, and then I went on my birthday, like little road trip that we took. And I think I mentioned it in a prior video too, that I still need to get that vlog out where I went to a particular Kinokuniya and a particular city that we went for the day for my birthday, and so that vlog will be out. But then that's where I bought the rest of the volumes, or I think most of the rest of the volumes that I have in my possession so far. So the story starts off with our young character here called Coco. She's on the cover of volume 1 here. And it says, meet young Coco, curious and bright and desperate to learn how magic's wrought, but witches keep their secrets hidden tight, and witches, Coco knows, are born, not taught. Then one day Coco spies upon a witch as he prepares the charms for which she yearns, and sees that, like her skill with thread and stitch, the truth is magic's something she can learn. Now with this knowledge, Coco starts to try to teach herself the witch's way with charms, and yet her aspirations go awry as Coco's magic causes grievous harm. To set things right, young Coco leaves her home, and so begins a tale with this tome. So this one is so very interesting. And what I love about this is that, yes, the characters are younger, and maybe that's what kept me away initially, but the story is actually kind of dark in some moments. You get that wonder and excitement and joy with this world as she's learning things, being brought into the world. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of darker undertones going on, secret factions that are working in the background. But yeah, the art is absolutely stunning. That first off, like if you're just looking for something gorgeous to read through, like the story is beautiful already, but the art is just captivating, so intricate, so intricately done, the artwork here. It's just magic on every page, like literally. So it's just so very stunning. Yeah, it's just, everything is so very detailed. Like there's, you know, the manga art is beautiful already on its own, and that's where we're so drawn to it, right? But this here is like a step up, few steps above with the art. It's just gorgeous artwork, and I believe there's, let me see if I can, beautiful. Some of them, there are some, you know, page spread or 2-page spreads, but just look at the joy, the joy there. Yeah, so this artwork, everything, it's just like a culmination of it. The story is beautiful and well done. The art is gorgeous, and so you just get everything all rolled up in one beautiful package here. And speaking of that, like these paperbacks, you know, standard paperbacks that we get, they're beautiful, definitely, with the art. But I did see that there is, I believe, a French edition that's a hardcover, and it's like this beautiful tome. Like, I wish we could get that, because this manga deserves like all the love that it gets and more. So yeah, if you're like me and you know, you've heard the hype and you've heard, you know, you've heard a lot of good things, but you're just maybe not wanting to fall into the hype, like give it a first chance and a second chance, because this is well deserving of it. So we have these volumes here, 1 through 6, of which Hat Atelier so far, and I've almost made it all the way through, so I'm definitely gonna pick up some more volumes, because it is such a good story. I'm so happy about it. I'm very happy that I finally got into this one. So there's that for this first set here. And speaking of another little bundle, we have the first 4 volumes of Yakuza Fiance. This is the second one that I've just dove into and have been having a blast with. This one is volume 1 here. And this one is rated older teen. On this one, so this is a definitely more mature volume. Volume 2. And volume 3. And volume 4 of Yakuza Fiance. So I came upon this one from the anime first. I believe I came upon like a recommendation list when I saw an article online of like the best more recent romance anime that have come out, and Yakuza Fiance was on the list, and it's definitely a more mature, like wild ride. We have 2 Yakuza families, and we have this one, our female lead, Yoshino, right there, and she is kind of brought into the intricacies of the Yakuza families. She's always grown up with it, but it's not like her forefront of her life. She's not the Yakuza, you know, doing anything. She's just has her family that's in that world. So she, like, for all appearances, you know, she's just this fashionable high school, you know, young lady who's, you know, looks really cool, maybe has a bit of features that is maybe more intimidating to other people, but you know, she's considered, you know, a beautiful young woman, you know, very polite and nice, you know, very casual and cool, but she definitely has a fiery temper, and I think that stems, or the story has its stem from that she comes from a Yakuza family. And then we have our male lead here, and Kirishima is his name, and he is definitely that stone cold guy who has a cold heart, and he's very masochistic. So he's not your typical male you know, high school character that you get. He is definitely not like the, you know, like the friendly guy. He, for all appearances as well, seems like this very, you know, maybe cold ice prince kind of thing. Like that's his kind of like persona at high school. And so, you know, he's always having girls throw themselves at him, but he always, you know, shuts it all down and just, you know, goes on with his thing. But he is definitely her opposite, where she, you know, is bubbly and friendly. He is not. And so you have her family basically kind of pushing her to go to Tokyo. And they give her like a time frame saying just be there for a year. This guy, him, it's kind of like an arranged marriage almost, where, you know, just give him a chance, go to Tokyo, be there, you know, live in his household. And if you know, after that year, if you want to just come back to Osaka, you know, just go back and it's fine. And so she's like, okay, fine, I'll just go, you know, see if maybe he's a cool guy, maybe this marriage will actually work, you know, maybe I'll actually want to marry him. So she goes, and then she finds out that he definitely has a very dark side, you know, for all his appearances at high school, where he's just, you know, always has a smile on his face, but you can tell there's something off about it. And then she discovers that, yeah, when she sees him, when there's danger that arises later, she sees his real side. You know, he's a stone cold killer. He will do whatever it takes, and he just off anyone, and it happens, and she sees that, and then she sees this darkness, and initially, like, it's really intricate, like their relationship, where he initially is kind of like thrown off by her. He doesn't want anything to do with her. He realizes that, you know, she's just like every other girl supposedly, but then she lets her real personality shine through, and she gets angry at him and basically, you know, pulls her Yakuza like in herself and basically puts him down like in his place with her fiery passion. And he sees the real her, and then suddenly he declares himself in love with her. And so she doesn't know what to do with that. She knows that it's probably not real. She doesn't know where this masochist like would even have any room in his heart, or even if he has a heart for her. So it's like that push and pull relationship where she starts to fall for him maybe, and he is falling harder for her, but she doesn't think that he actually is falling for her for real, and she doesn't want to believe that she's falling for him. So it's just like this weird amalgamation, but it all works. It's very, you know, dark, and there's a lot of like, you know, murder with the Yakuzas going on in the high school during the day, and then the Yakuza side at night. So it's very, very intricate, very interesting, and you actually get to see, like, you know, the Yakuza, how they really are, you know, or at least as much as the story lets them show it. And so yeah, it's very fascinating. I love Yoshino. She's very, you know, take charge of her own life kind of thing, and she's not going to put up with anything from him. And yeah, she lets him know that, and the more she lets him know, the more you can actually tell as the reader that he's actually falling in love with her, even if he doesn't want to admit that either. So yeah, so it's a very, very cool read, and I love that they're mature characters. Like, if the high school setting wasn't there, they could be in college, they could be adults, like, you know. So it's a really cool read that I've gotten into. So these, I think I'm almost, yeah, I think I'm on volume 4 of the manga itself, and I've gotten through the anime. So the anime, I believe, ends at volume 6. So luckily the story in the manga goes beyond that. So that is what I'm excited about for these. That's Yakuza Fiance for these ones here. And then we're going to go onto the volume 1s of things that I've gotten recently. So this one is something that really struck me when I saw the cover on this one. This one is the Summer Hikaru Died, volume 1. And so that cover is there. And yeah, when I saw this cover, it really intrigued me. Like, I don't know, this cover gives off weird vibes. Like, I'm not sure. Like, I don't know, I can't really explain. Maybe it's like the cover, the art style, it just seems a bit creepier. I don't know. Yeah, and it's also the title as well that just throws you off. So the summary for this one is, It has Hikaru's face, it has Hikaru's voice, it even has Hikaru's memories, but whatever came down from the mountains 6 months ago isn't Yoshiki's best friend. Whatever it is, it's dangerous. Carrying on at school and hanging out as if nothing has changed, as if Hikaru isn't gone, would be crazy. But when it looks very like Hikaru and acts so very like Hikaru, ... I was intrigued by this one. The art style, the mystery, like thriller aspect of it, the fact that this guy comes back supposedly, maybe, but everything's very super creepy, and the best friend knows that it's not him, but it is because he's standing in front of him. I thought that was very cool. So that is the Summer Hikaru Died, Volume 1. I will let you know what I think of this one. This one's rated teen. It says for language by Yen Press, but yeah, the colors of this cover and the art style, very intriguing. So yeah, let me know if you've read this one, if you recommend me going further into it, but that's Volume 1. And then another Volume 1 that intrigued me is Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. So Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You is this one. This one is with 2 grown adults, which is cool to see. And I think this one is where like an office worker, at age 45, office worker Sasaki has had enough of the corporate grind. His only solace is smoking and the friendly smile of supermarket cashier Yamada. When Sasaki can't find Yamada after a particularly trying day, a striking woman invites him to smoke with her. The despondent man thinks he's made a new smoking buddy in the cool, teasing Tayama, but Sasaki doesn't realize he already knows her. And so this one sounds very cool, with two adults in this story here. And yeah, this one already has 4 or 5 manga volumes already, so there must be more to the story than just these 2 hanging out behind a supermarket smoking for during their breaks. But yeah, I think there might even be some romance where these 2 might be interested in each other. I don't know, it just sounds very different, and that's what I need. You know, when you're reading so much of one genre or one type of story, you just need to change it up a little bit. And this one sounds very interesting. She looks very different than what he's used to as well, probably, but the friendship maybe that just blooms out of these 2 hanging out together sounds very cool. Yeah, another Volume 1 sounds very interesting, so I'm diving in just to broaden my horizons and seeing what volumes start interesting me of these new cool stories. So that's that. And another Volume 1, I think we're gonna have a few Volume 1s here, more manga. This one is called, let's see, this one's called Gokurakugai. Gokurakugai, I believe is the way you pronounce that one. This is Volume 1 of that manga there. And so this one's a change of pace. This one is the troubleshooters of Gokurakugai are open for business. It's in a rundown town without law and order. Alma and Tao accept work from clientele of all creeds and cultures, and they're always ready to dole out justice against human-devouring monsters that lurk in the shadows. They'll take on any case as long as the price is right. Then there's never a shortage of crime around town, and a young boy searching for his beast man friend is just another entry on a long list of missing persons reports. However, Alma and Tao realize that they are the best chance at solving this case and destroying the vicious monsters waiting around every street corner. So that one sounds like an action, you know, shonen shonen story here. So this one just intrigued me. It sounds really fun with like these 2, I don't know, misfits, it seems like. I'm trying to solve this case here. And so I thought, why not? It sounds really fun, and I'm always up for fun on these. But yeah, the art looks cool. And with these 2, who knows what we'll get up to. So this action read here is that one. And switching back here, let's go through not Volume 1. This one's Volume 3 of Dandadan. And if you watch my prior manga haul, I had gotten the first 2 volumes, and this one is Volume 3 here. So you might be aware of this one because this one for the anime, just blew up. And so the manga for a while was really hard to get, at least like the first few volumes for a while when the anime initially came out. And so I was lucky to get volume 3 like right before everything had initially like sold out at the beginning. So there's volume 3 on there. We have our 2 main leads here. There's a bit of romance, there's action, aliens, the occult, just like mysteries galore where they have to deal with all of it. And we have Okarun. It says a high school boy obsessed with supernatural phenomena is in it, and we also have Araya and Momo, and it is just a lot of fun. It's wacky, wild, mature definitely. This one has a rated mature sticker or like logo on the back there with parental advisory, explicit content there in the front. So yeah, be aware of that, but otherwise it is a very fun, mature read. So if you are looking for just something wild and like all over the place in the best way possible, this is for you. Dandadan. So yeah, there's that one. And then back to our volume 1 kick here. We have volume 1 of Firefly Wedding. So this one is a romance read. This one's rated teen plus, older teen. But this one definitely intrigued me, the story here. So it says, afflicted with the heart condition, Meiji-era noblewoman Satoko is determined to secure a marriage that will benefit her family before she dies. But before she can realize her goal, she's targeted by a mysterious assassin named Shinpei. In a last-ditch effort to save her life, Satoko asks her would-be murderer to marry her. Her proposal isn't sincere, but unfortunately for her, Shinpei loves as intensely as he kills. Can Satoko find a way to break the engagement without losing her life? On the surface, Satoko has it all. She's beautiful, the daughter of a noblewoman, and at a prime age for marriage. Unfortunately, she is also quite ill and only has a short time left to live before she can secure a marriage that will redeem her worth in her family's eyes. She finds herself the target of the mysterious assassin Shinpei, and her plans are put in jeopardy. In order to save herself, she makes a desperate proposal of marriage. When it comes to love, however, Shinpei takes until death do we part seriously. So that one sounds super cool. I love like 2 people brought together and maybe they don't like each other initially, but you know, things come together with the story. So that sounds very cool, especially for a romance read. And especially, what did it say, in the Meiji era. So we're definitely looking at the older lifestyle, the older world. Yeah. And again, with another maybe masochistic guy, or at least seemingly so, and a normal, supposedly looking young lady. So like 2 worlds colliding. Yeah, that looks very cool. This world looks very beautiful. And that'll be a very cool read to get through this one. So that's Firefly Wedding. And back over here we have Red River. And you may or may not have heard of this one. This one's an older series that was out of print for a very long time. If you can see in the background, I have the complete set of the singles in Red River. And I was very curious when this one had come out in the last few months. And I believe the second omnibus will be coming out pretty soon too. So keep your eye out if you are wanting to collect Red River in any way you can. The omnibuses are out, and it's up to you, your preference. I mean, singles are usually the way I prefer to read versus omnibuses, but if this is the only way you can get it and you don't want to spend ridiculous amounts, like don't, you know, unless you really wanted to. But yeah, omnibuses are here to save the day. They have been re-released in these 3, so we have the first 3 volumes, 1, 2, and 3 in here for you. So this is the way to do it. Get this if you're interested in the story. But the story on this one is Yuri, a modern teenager, is transported to ancient Anatolia as part of a scheme by the evil Nakaya, queen of Hittites. Only the intervention of Nakia's stepson Prince Kale saves Yuri from the queen's bloodthirsty intentions as an unintended consequence of the prince's actions. The people of Anatolia embrace Yuri as an incarnation of the great war goddess Ishtar. Finding herself entangled in the social and political drama of a fractured royal family, Yuri begins to maneuver through their manipulations and learn how to survive while stuck deep in the past. So this girl gets transported into the past and she has to basically survive. And like this synopsis says, they think she's a goddess based on things that happen when she arrives, and a romance starts to bloom later with Prince Kale. And so it's just a very interesting read. Just more of like a historical take on this one. with a lot of political intrigue and danger that she's thrust into as she gets transported back. So definitely a very good recommendation. So recommend it if you haven't already read this. Read it here. And now we have the omnibuses, so that's perfect. And I think I do have, yeah, right here. I do have these singles, so this is the volume 1 single that it originally came out in. So there's that. And here is the new omnibuses. First 3 volumes. There you go. And then our very last one here, we've reached the end. We have volumes 1 and 2 of Laughing Under the Clouds. This one I watched the anime ages ago and I really liked it. So I wanted to pick up the manga version of this one, and I'm not sure if the story goes past it. Hopefully. We'll see. I'll see when I read these, but this is volumes 1 and 2. It's by Tokyo Pop. On here, very beautiful. And here's volume 1. And volume 2. So the story on this one is, in the early Meiji era, against civil unrest and the end of the samurai way of life, Japan's crime rate skyrocketed. As prisons overflow, the government has no choice but to build a new, inescapable prison. This prison is Gokumonjo, located in the center of Lake Biwa, which means it relies on the 3 sons of the Kumo family to transport criminals to it. But is Gokumonjo truly just a prison for petty criminals? And so this basically, like it says, follows the 3 brothers and the prisoners they have to transport, and it's, I don't know, I just remember liking it. I don't remember too much of the story, but I'm going to dive back in. But like another Meiji story, just like with Firefly Wedding, where it takes place, we have Laughing Under the Clouds here. We have the samurai way ending, but we still have a lot of battles happening, so it's not quite ending. Look at that, there's the art style. So yeah, definitely has action in here and political intrigue. And the love of 3 brothers, which is very beautiful. So that is Laughing Under the Clouds, volumes 1 and 2. Alright, so that's the manga haul that we have here today. I'm definitely so happy about Hat Atelier and Yakuza Fiance. Those are my loves right now, recently. And then, yeah, I'm definitely happy and excited to dive into these volume 1s for these new ones here. If you've read, you know, past the first volume of any of these manga here that I talked about today, like, let me know, are they worth going more into, diving deeper in? And if you have any recommendations yourself, like, let us all know in the comments below what you recommend recently, what you're loving. And yeah, definitely like having so much fun. And yeah, I hope you are too. If you like this video, definitely give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I do manga haul videos like this and anime figure hauls and just fun stuff in general, Japan vlogs recently too. So yeah, I'm so happy that you're here and that you made it all the way to the end. I appreciate you so very much. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.